play, yeah. Young niggas tryna stack up his cake, yeah. That's my kind of day, yeah. Let me be too late now. And I try to I would laser.
That trailer was something, okay? Because it completely caught me off guard. Like, I was not expecting to see all of that. I'm sorry, what? Is that Hawkmoth but with the cat and peacock miraculous? First of all, who in God's name gave Gabriel his title as a fashion designer? Because these outfits, yeah, they did not pass the outfit check. It's given Walmart Black Panther, okay? And his name is Shadowmoth? Right. Excuse me, what do you mean Ladybug's identity is revealed and Adrien finds where his mom is? I can't keep lying to you guys. I need to come clean. I underestimated how huge this episode could be. I'm no longer only excited, I'm also terrified. Ephemeral comes out in 6 days. Let that sink in. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl TheCartoonHotspot, and I'm back again with a theory video / analysis on the trailer for Ephemeral. Yeah, it was a lot and I'm not prepared. But anyways, if you want to hear my thoughts and theories, then don't go anywhere without giving this video a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell button for post notifications. Without further ado, let's begin. The trailer begins with Adrien and his father in the car, and it seems like Adrien doesn't want to go to wherever his father is forcing him to go. It then cuts to Adrien at some sort of press conference, and notice the time / atmosphere. It seems like evening time, like judging from the sunset. Anyways, then we cut to Ladybug with Suhan, and I just want to say this dude really decided to come and dip just like that. He's been missing for what, 16 episodes? But let's talk about why Suhan has reappeared, and I'm gonna read the synopsis. It says, what if Ladybug and Cat Noir found out about each other's identities? To be a villain, Ladybug calls on 9 superheroes when all she needed was Cat Noir's cataclysm, but she couldn't call the latter as she still doesn't know his secret identity. The celestial guardian of the miraculous finds that this situation cannot go on any longer. It's too dangerous to leave Cat Noir's miraculous in the wild with a stranger. If Ladybug is to remain guardian, she must find a way to tell Master Suhan who Cat Noir really is. Someone has to know. Okay, so remember when I said Adrien looks like he's at a place he doesn't want to be in? What if that's because he knows there's a supervillain and Ladybug will need him, but he can't escape and just disappear? So he has no choice but to sit this battle out whilst Ladybug calls on 9 superheroes. I'm gonna guess Ryuko, Carapace, Vesperia, Viperion, Pegasus, Purple Tigress, Pagella, King Monkey and Polymouse, I'm guessing? Because Rena Furtive is in hiding, so that's why we haven't seen Alia in a while. And to be honest, I agree with Suhan. Ladybug is the guardian now, meaning she should know Cat Noir's identity. I'm not really sure why Master Fu imposed this identity rule in the first place, but he definitely drilled it into her head to the point she's a firm believer of it as well. Like, I get it, not knowing means you can protect each other. However, I strongly believe if they did know each other's identity, they'd be stronger as both a superhero team and a couple. But I know she has her reasons for not wanting to find out, even if she is the guardian now. Cat Blanc. She's absolutely terrified of what might happen if she discovers Cat Noir's identity. She doesn't want the whole world to be destroyed again, and I'm gonna assume that Marinette hasn't told anybody, not even Alia, about Cat Blanc. Because I feel like Marinette is thinking, if I don't talk about it, I can avoid it. But not talking about it and bottling it all up is going to lead to another Cat Blanc or a similar situation if she's not careful. The amount of miscommunication that's happened so far in this season is 1, not healthy, and 2, it's bound to kick them all in the rear end. All of these secrets and lies are going to catch up to them, and it's not going to be pretty. I mean, Ferry, a brand ambassador of the show, did say Cat Noir's anger is going to happen and be relevant later on in this season. We're going to see it. Anyways, then we see Adrien wandering around his father's office, which is a little strange because he never wanders around his dad's office. especially after what happened in Volpina, where he found the grimoire and lost it, causing his dad to get angry and reprimand him by not letting him go to school anymore. So you'd think Adrien would have learned his lesson by now. Which tells me maybe Adrien was looking for something or Gabriel isn't home. So why else would he be in his dad's office? He then looks at the painting of his mother, and I'm going to guess he accidentally presses the 2 hidden buttons. You know, the 2 buttons Gabriel presses so it can take him down to his lair. And then Adrien finds himself in the basement where Emily's repository is being held. Now, this is just something I picked up on. Adrien is 14, right? Kids, teenagers, they're inquisitive. You'd think a 14-year-old boy would just randomly wander around his own house from time to time. But he's never done so until now, which just shows how restricted and confined Adrien is, even in his own home. I'm gonna bring this back up later on, so keep this in mind. Then we see Ladynoir, and it appears to be raining. So you know what that means? Ladynoir umbrella scene, recreating the iconic scene of season 1, but this time with the alter egos. And as Cat Noir hands over his umbrella, Ladybug smiles, and then there's lightning, and Adrien is in place of Cat Noir. We don't know where in point this scene takes place. A couple of you think it's at the end of the episode, and some of you think it's in the middle of the episode, but we don't know. After this, Ladybug and Cat Noir face many villains. For instance, we see Goryzilla and Gamer, and then we get Cosmobug and Astro Cat's transformation. And guys, this looks drop dead gorgeous. Like, the details are stunning. I've been wanting a transformation, a space transformation, since the New York special, and now we're finally getting it. But the question is, why? Why do they need their space power-ups? Then at the end of the trailer, we see Ladybug running and texting someone, and then she detransforms, but not by her will. If you look closely, you can see 2 people standing behind. A tall figure, which I think is Shadowmoth, and a smaller figure, which I think is Adrien akumatized into Ephemeral. Or, as some of you theorized, a senti-monster version of Adrien. Though I highly doubt this. Okay, here's my theory. After discovering his mother is in the basement, I'm presuming Adrien would already be feeling quite hurt that his mother has been right under his nose. Literally, this whole time. But he'd be feeling more hurt that his father didn't tell him, and that he had to figure it out all on his own. I think Gabriel would capitalize on Adrien's already established negative emotions and then manipulate him into giving up his miraculous, which is why Gabriel merges it with the peacock, and then we have Shadowmoth. This is to mirror Cat Blanc, because Cat Blanc was episode 22 of season 3. What if this episode was a parallel, because instead of having Cat Noir akumatized and granted the infinite power of destruction, it's Adrien akumatized and granted his biggest desire. And what is his biggest desire? No more secrets. He's already found out his father lied to him and kept him restricted in his own house, and he knows Ladybug is keeping secrets from him too. His biggest desire is to know Ladybug's identity, the girl behind the mask. There's been pent-up sadness since the episode Haxon, so Hawkmoth is bound to sense all of that bottled up hurt and anger, because Adrien hates secrets, and ephemeral means lasting a short amount of time. So I think Adrien's powers when he hits Ladybug forces her to detransform unwillingly. In other words, her suit, her mask, lasts a short amount of time. But then you have to remember, it's a what if episode. And before you lose hope or any excitement, that doesn't mean it's any less important or any less canon. Like Cat Blanc, for instance. That was a what if episode, but events that happened during that timeline are still relevant in this season. For example, Ladybug's nightmares of Cat Blanc. So the question is, will Hawkmoth succeed in making his wish? Because Ladybug is on her own. Who was she texting? I don't think it's Cat Noir. I think it's Bunnix. And when I thought about how everything will revert back to normal, it dawned on me that Bunnix might return. And my reaction was, girl, you better stay in that burrow. Stay in your burrow. Stay there, nice and put. Because let me be real with you guys. I don't like it when time travel fixes everything. For me, 1, it's really lazy. And 2, it creates a lot of unnecessary plot holes. Like, there were a lot of plot holes in Cat Blanc that is still so very confusing. But the reality is, Bunnix will probably return just in time. And it makes sense because Suhan needs to know who Cat Noir is. The only people who do know are Luca and Bunnix, but I really don't think Luca is going to be involved in this episode. Now I want to talk about some foreshadowing that we might have missed in the episode Furious Fu. When Su-Han first appears and fights Cat Noir, he states that he's specially trained to fight miraculous holders gone rogue. The miraculous have been in existence since the beginning of the universe. The Order of the Guardians were formed a few thousand years later, with their temple located in Tibet. At some point, I think a miraculous holder, specifically a previous black cat holder, went rogue and used the miraculous for the wrong reasons, which is why I think the Guardians are trained in the case history repeats itself. So I don't blame Su-Han for wanting to know who Cat Noir is. He didn't pick these holders, Master Fu did. As far as he knows, Su-Han really doesn't know anything about Marinette and Adrien, so you can't blame him for being extra careful. But that's not where I'm heading at. Miraculous holders gone rogue. And what happens in this episode, I'm guessing? Adrien, a miraculous holder, goes rogue. He possibly gets akumatized. So Su-Han basically predicted the future. Wait till you tell him about Cat Blanc. With that being said, I do think my theory makes sense because a former worker at Zag Company who ran the Miraculous Instagram accounts did shed a little bit of light on what we should expect in the episode. She has read the scripts and she felt she was morally responsible to tell us that there will be some discourse surrounding certain character actions. And I'm thinking, Adrien's gonna do something that has us questioning, what? Which links back to my theory on him being manipulated and talked into giving up his miraculous and siding with Hawkmoth. Either that, or Marinette called Bunnix to reset the timeline, knowing that messing with time has negative consequences. Or she uses the rabbit miraculous herself. But I feel like Marinette would hesitate in using such a powerful miraculous. I can't explain it since she used basically 10 miraculouses all at once in the episode Kwame Buster. But I do feel like she would hesitate using the rabbit miraculous specifically. However, there's still a question of what was that umbrella scene all about? And to answer that, I think that umbrella scene takes place at the end of the episode. What if Ladybug is the only person, along with Bunnix, to remember everything that happened? Crazy theory because it comes with a lot of questions such as, okay, did Bunnix create another timeline where Ladybug is the only one to remember the events of the previous timeline? Honestly, I don't know, but it would make sense because in the finale, Ladybug/Marinette is planning to tell Adrien of her secret identity. Why would she do that unless she knew Adrien was Cat Noir? Leave me your theories down in the comment section below. Anyways, as Cat Noir hands over the umbrella, I'm gonna guess we hear a coup de foudre, which means thunderclap or clap of thunder. We know a clap of thunder is used when a person falls in love with someone else, as we saw back in the Origins episode with Marinette. Could it be Ladybug has finally fallen in love with Cat Noir and realized her feelings? I hope so, because then the Ladynoir argument that's to come later on in this season will be 10 times more impactful if Ladybug actually has feelings for Cat Noir and he's just downright angry with her. So that was my theory on the episode Ephemeral, the 100th episode of this series. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, regardless of whether this episode is a what if episode, it's still going to be huge, so don't be put off by the fact it's going to be a what if episode. But now I want to put it to you guys. What do you think is going to happen? What are you most excited for? And what are your theories and predictions? Let me know down in the comments. As for today, that's it from me and I'll see you again next time. Bye!